Hello dear Econs, welcome back to science class. How are you all? Fine, right? Okay, let us begin today's class. But before beginning today's class, I would like to know what did you learn in the last class? Can anybody tell me? Yes, you have learned about sound. How does sound reaches to your ears? Sound travels and it reaches to your ears. When you speak something, your sound travels and reaches to somebody's ears, right? Okay. What else did you learn in science class? You have learned that sound is measured in the form of decibels. When somebody speaks with high decibels, you do not like it. But when somebody speaks with low decibels, you definitely like it. Let us see what does our big idea 2 says. Big idea of science 2 says objects can affect other objects at a distance. That is what magnetism, gravity and sound does. It affects other objects at a distance. I have a scientific fact for you. Look here, what is this? Moon. The moon can only be seen as it reflects the sun's light. It does not produce any light of its own. It absorbs sunlight during the daytime and that is how we can see moon in the night time. Is it interesting? Look here. What is this? Sun. Okay. Do we need sunlight? Yes, sun gives us light. All the living things need sunlight to live, like plants, animals. All the living things need sunlight to live. How does a shadow form? Look here, sun. Okay. When sun rays falls on some object, then the shadow forms. When you stand in sunlight, at that time shadow forms. When light cannot pass through the object, at that time shadow forms. Okay, so you can try doing this. Go outside, stand in sunlight and check whether shadow is forming or not. When you use torch and try using it, okay, take a torch and put your hand towards the wall and check whether the shadow forms. It will form shadow. When light cannot pass through the object, the shadow is formed. Look here. What is happening here? Water bottles are here, right? So, light cannot pass through water bottles and that is why shadow is forming here. Similarly, it is happening here also. A torch is here, okay, but light cannot pass through this apple. That is why shadow is formed. So, when you take the apple, can you see through the apple? No, I cannot see through the apple. If I take a water bottle which is looking like this red colored one, if I try looking through it, I cannot see through it. This kind of objects are called as opaque objects, where you cannot see through the objects and light cannot pass through that objects. Those objects are called as opaque objects. Look here. What is this? Aquarium. You must have seen this, right? So, how can you see fishes which are inside the aquarium? Because water is transparent as well as the aquarium which is made up of glass. The glass is also transparent. That is why you can see fishes inside. You wear spectacles. Okay, spectacles are also made up of glasses and sometimes they are made up of fibers. So that is why you can see through spectacles because spectacles are also transparent. How can you see through windows? Because windows are also transparent. So, when you stand outside the window, your mother can see from inside because your windows are made up of glasses and which are transparent. So this kind of objects are called as transparent objects. Look here, a girl is standing behind the door. Okay, so I can see this girl because the girl is standing behind the door, but the door is made up of glass which is transparent. And look here, I cannot see this girl completely. Why? Because this door is made up of wood. The wood is not transparent, and that is why I am not able to see this girl completely. I can see only hand and face. But I can see this girl completely because the door is transparent. It is made up of glass. So now you have understood the difference between transparent object and opaque object. Okay, let us see what is our learning engagement today. Learning engagement is think what would happen if there is no light. What will happen if there is no sun, no tube light, no bulb light? How will it affect us? Write in your science journal. Think about it. What will happen if there is no light, if there is no tube light, if there is no bulb? Can you see? Think about it and write in your science journal. It's time to read now. Are you all ready to read? Okay, if you are not sitting with your science resource book, pause the video and grab your science resource book. Ready? Okay, open page number 3131. L-I-G-H-T. Don't forget to put your pointer finger on the first line. L-I-G-H-T, light. Sun is the biggest source of light. Light is a source of energy and light is also a force which can affect other objects at a distance. Plants prepare their food using energy from the sun. During daytime, we get light from the sun, but at night, we use tube lights, bulb lights, candles, etc. to illuminate our homes. Task. Think. What would happen if there is no light? What will happen if there is no sun, tube light or bulb light? How will it affect us? Discuss it in your group. So now you are at home. You can't discuss in your group, right? Because you are not sitting with your friends. You can discuss it with your parents or with your friends over phone. Okay? And represent it on a chart paper through any graphic organizer. Light and shadows. Go out in sun. Observe your shadows. Come back to the class. Discuss in your groups how are shadows formed. That is what you can do in the house also, right? Go out in sun and observe. Will the shadow form? Observe it, come back to the home and discuss with your parents and write down in your journal. Shadows are formed when light cannot pass through a certain objects. These objects are called opaque objects. Opaque objects block the light and form shadows. Look here, what is happening? This girl is standing, okay? So, can light pass through the girl? No. That is why when this boy is using torch, it is forming a shadow. Transparent objects allow light to pass. Light can pass through glass, water, etc. Opaque objects do not let light to pass through like stone, wood, etc. Do you realize why you look for shade when it is too sunny? What does a tree do? Keep inquiring. Take away from this big idea. Forces like gravity, magnetism, sound, and light affect other objects at a distance. When you acquire plenty of knowledge about this big idea, what would you like to do? How would you like to apply this knowledge and make life better on earth? So now today what you will do is you will go out and observe yourself in sunlight and tell me in the next class will the shadow form? Okay? See you. See you in the next class. Happy learning. Bye-bye.